Good afternoon. I'm Alex Tremaine. I'm an old man who normally builds Gundam. But today, I'm afraid my top-down cam, I use my phone for my top-down camera, and I need to have the phone available this evening. So instead we're going to be playing Satisfactory. Going to do a fresh game, because why not? This is only my second go at this, really. So don't expect miracles. Just going to plod through, see how far we can get this evening with a fresh start, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess we should start a. Oh, I've got the. Bear with me. Let's unmute the game. You'll have to tell me how the volume is on this. I've not really had difficult to assess how the volume stands, my voice compared to the game, unless somebody tells me. So yeah. Right. Let's. We will just call this stream. We will go with the regular one. We aren't going to skip the intro because the intro is silly. Let's play some Satisfactory. We start the game in space. Heading downwards to...
Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit Pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized.
So we are here to do the whims of our corporate masters. We must turn this planet into profit, and by that we mean we must turn all of the raw materials into things that we can then send back to our corporate masters such that they may exploit them. A brief glimpse of the world outside as we fall from the sky and hit the ground. Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%.
Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
So here we are.
Welcome to Planet Massage 2 ABB, your designated sector in the binary star system of Akija. I am Ada, also known as Artificial Directory and Assistant, tasked to support pioneers, such as you, in their mission. You are the third of your sector to survive planetfall. Congratulations. Note: objective-based introduction initialized. Welcome to onboarding.
So So as you can see, the world is
First objective.
kind of pretty.
Please dismantle the drop pod. The resulting materials will be repurposed to construct a habitat and utility base, from now on referred to as the hub. Note: Fix-It Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste.
So we're going to dismantle the pod, which will get us materials to do other things.
Data and communication is recorded and stored in the codex, including these steps.
So we have flying things in the sky. We have enormous stilty things on the land. You will be pleased to know that the stilty things and the flying things are harmless. Or at least they have always appeared to be harmless. There are plants, there are other raw materials. We're going to grab these berries because they will heal us when we inevitably get injured. And we will inevitably get injured. So what does it want us to do? It wants us to open the codex. There we go.
Second objective. Please ensure you have your Fix-It Incorporated Xenozapper equipped before leaving the drop zone. Note: According to Fix-It regulations, every pioneer should have access to a means of defense against extraterrestrial threats.
So we have a stabby zappy thing.
Third objective. Please familiarize yourself with the resource scanner to find iron. Note: The acquisition of iron is considered essential in preparation for all future objectives.
Okay, so first thing we need is iron, which we will come up to the high point again, and let's do a scan for iron. Ping. Okay, so we've got 3 lots of iron relatively close, and then probably some more significantly further away. Let's head down this way first. I like this big open flat space that's going on here. And in the meantime, we will swing by and pick up some more. Oh, we will get... Whoa! A beastie. We will get nearly killed by the beastie. Stab, stab. Go away. Right. And that is why we need all these berries. Because there are beasties all over the place in this world, not all of whom are friendly. So we can eat berries to become more healthy. Right, where were we? Iron. But first, more berries. Oh, we have nuts as well. These can also be eaten to make us feel better. So what's this iron like? We've got a beastie to deal with. Woo! I'm going to go flying a little bit there. Come on. Where did he go? He's running around in a circle. Right, so this is normal. This is normal. This is also normal. What have we got over here? We will just grab this while we're here. we won't be able to scan for quartz until a lot later on, but knowing where the quartz is always useful. Right, so our iron was over here. Iron is... These were all... Yeah. So we've got 3 iron nodes, but they're all normal level. We've got... Ooh, is this... This looks like it's a limestone node. It's an impure limestone node, so not terribly useful. But it is right next to the iron, which is nothing to be sneezed at. I'm just going to go and have a look at these other 2 iron nodes that are nearby, see if they're any better quality. The difference between a normal node and a pure node is sort of... They're twice as good, basically, if you can find a pure one. So let's see what we can find. Impure. Okay, so they're not terribly helpful. Okay. We'll just leave him there. So we've got 3 impure nodes here. Not terribly useful to us, but at least we know they exist. And we've got something else going on over here. What have we got here? Other than another... Didn't do so well that time. Iron impure. Iron impure. Okay, so we're gonna... I don't really want to go terribly much further. Looking for resources at this stage. So, ooh, we will have the slug. Slugs are what allow us to overclock machines. I'm not exactly on commission, Shitty, just... I'm not in a position to stream Gunpla this evening, because I've got to keep my phone available for various reasons. So I can't have a top-down camera, and I've been playing this all day, and frankly I kind of feel like continuing to play it all day, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I was sure I saw... Yeah, there it is. Berries for health. So it seemed sort of... Oh god, I made a mistake here. I should have healed before starting this fight, but never mind. Come on. There we go. But we will have this slug. Slugs go in machines and make them better. So yeah, it seemed serendipitous that we were talking about. Right, before I get into a fight, let's heal up a bit. It seems sensible to just do what's been working all day, which is this. Which hopefully will give you, if you are here, rather than watching the football at the moment, hopefully it will give you an idea of whether you're interested in buying this. I swear we will get to doing some What do we got down here? Something a little bit more interesting than just exploring caves. In a minute, but these are not implemented yet. They exist in the worlds, but there's nothing you can do with them. But it's worth collecting them. Oh, horrible spider thing. Die, horrible spider thing. Go away, spider thing. Eee. I hate the spider things. Right, we are leaving. Though we are going to have Life's so peachy, thank you for the host, that's very kind. The jumping is kind of floaty. I think it's supposed to indicate a slightly lower gravity, but it's not much lower. So we're just going to grab all of these mushrooms because they will be relevant later, and it's useful to have a little stock of them. It'll allow us to do some research into various healing items and some other bits and pieces. So having a few hundred of mushroom is useful. This resource gathering will become much easier once we have a chainsaw, but we don't have a chainsaw at the moment. Oh, fucking spiders! Where did you come from, you little bastard? Right. Back to the iron. Let's actually do the thing we set out to do. Let's grab some leaves. Right, so here's our normal iron ore. We're going to grab ourselves some iron here.
Build the hub. Note, to complete this objective, the resources salvaged from the drop pod will be consumed. Caution. Ensure the hub is built on spacious open terrain close to the presence of iron sources. Failure to do so will likely result in non-optimal progress.
Well, we wouldn't want it to be non-optimal now, would we? Let's see if we can get to that slug. Swear to God, slugs will become relevant. Nope. We'll get to that slug in a bit. It's near where we're going to be building, so it's fine. Yeah. Let's build the hub. Which way around do we want the hub to be? Let's... So that's there. The hub isn't going to stay where we put it forever, so we're just going to put it here and we'll work with it. So we have the hub terminal.
You have unlocked hub feature manual craft bench. Hub feature hub terminal. Fifth objective, complete hub upgrade 1. Note, the craft bench and hub terminal are essential for progression to the next objective.
So, hub upgrade 1, we need to provide them with 10 iron rods, which means we need to make some iron. When you start out, you can craft things by hand. So what we're doing is crafting iron ore into iron ingots. And then once that's done, we will craft those iron ingots into iron rods. Or at least some iron rods. We will make some iron plates as well. to enhance the floatiness of the field, later on you get some equipment that makes you able to jump higher and run faster and fall further without damage, and they make things even more floaty. But there is a lot of sort of running around in this game, so travelling slowly would be a pain in the neck. There we go. Unlocked the hub, and that gives us some storage, which is good. We're going to dump a bunch of this stuff into storage because we do not need to be carrying it around. Hub upgrade 2.
You have unlocked building workshop, equipment portable miner, inventory additional slots, hub feature personal storage. 6th objective, complete hub upgrade 2. Note: portable miners require no power and will mine a node until their inventory is full. Note: multiple portable miners can be used on a single node.
That's very nice of you. Okay, so we need more iron. But that's fine, because what we can build is the equipment workshop, which for convenience sake we will put here for the moment. And we will build a portable miner. We put that in our hands and we wander over here. And we put it down. And it will start doing a bit of mining for us. And it will start collecting iron. And what we'll do... we will grab that. Wander over here. Craft some more iron ingots. We'll get to some revolving industry fairly soon. That was one more than I intended to build, but that's fine. Actually no, we will need all 4 of those. So we are going to put this down here. Put this down here. We've got one more, which we are going to wander up here and put it down on this limestone. Because we're going to need limestone. The glowy green stuff is horrible evil death spores, which means we can't go in those areas yet. We will suffer unfortunateness if we do. So what are we currently doing? We're doing hub upgrade 2. Select hub upgrade 2. Let's take a wander back over here. Grab all this iron. set this running. Let's just get ourselves a few more of these. Go right, so we need to put in some of those. Hey, let's get rid of those for the moment.
Congratulations, you have unlocked Hub feature Biomass Burner, Scanner feature Copper, New Buildings and Recipes, which can be found in the Build menu and Craft bench respectively. 7th objective. Complete Hub Upgrade 3. Note: connect buildings to a biomass burner for power. Note: buildings such as the smelter require a recipe to be set. Advice: automate the smelting process and use portable miners for optimal results.
So there we go. That's our next job, is to get ourselves some automation going. Means we need to find some copper, so we're going to make another couple of these. Copper. Well, nearest copper's over here. Looks like it's up on the top there. Let's put the zappy thing in our hand so we can deal with this. I will say that the physics is occasionally a little weird. This is still technically in early access. That's another limestone. So some of it is a little weird. It can go a little strange. Copper. Where did you go? Oh crap, I'm nearly dead. Yeah. There we go. Whew. That was somewhat close. Let's eat some berries. And then let's break that. And put another one down. So said there was another copper one relatively nearby. So there's another copper somewhere over here, 300 meters. We'll come back to that. This one will do for us for the moment. And we're going to grab a bunch of copper out of these. And take a wander back down to the hub. and make ourselves some copper ingots. And then make ourselves a bunch of copper wire as well. Right, so what do we need for... We need some more iron for this upgrade. But we also need to pick these up because we're going to start making smelters. Right, so what do we need for... No, we haven't actually got miners yet. Let's make some iron. I will say that this is currently miles away from where it was when I first played it in early access. There's still some stuff that isn't implemented, mostly sort of end game stuff. Which, you know, I mean, that happens. As I showed earlier, it's stuff like that weird glowy thing I picked up in the cave. I want to ban you and delete your message. Right. Let's make some iron plates. Right. There we go, upgrade to level 3. We need to upgrade to level 4. So this got us the constructor, smelter. Okay.
Congratulations, you have unlocked Scanner Feature, Limestone. New buildings and recipes, which can be found in the Build menu and Craft bench respectively. 8th objective, complete hub upgrade 4. Note, use power poles to expand the power network for optimal results.
Right, so we're going to go and collect some of that copper we've been mining. That was not what I meant to do. I meant to grab just the copper out of it. Right. Okay. Let's make some more copper and some more iron. Doing this by hand at the moment because it is just slightly quicker to do it this way than setting up a temporary smelter that's only going to get moved almost instantly. How much cable do we need? We need 20 cable. That's fine. We will make ourselves a bunch of cable. Cable, plates. Concrete is the other thing we need. Let's just get into this limestone up here. And we'll take that as well. And we'll try and find some better limestone sources soon as well. But these ones are here. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. These limestone sources are here, which is more important right this second. Let's make ourselves some concrete. Yeah, sacrificing enemies to your god is not really... I mean, you can turn enemies into, you know, healing items. Which, for some variety of sacrifice, I guess. You can also turn them into... I mean, you can turn them into biofuel. You can turn your enemies into biofuel and put them in your biofuel burners to create power. So if your god is the machine, then I guess that counts. Or if your god is space capitalism, then I guess that also counts. So, kinda. So, how many iron plates do I need? 75. What can we... We can actually make a constructor. At this point, a constructor is probably a better tool for the job. So let's just... Oh, we need reinforced iron. 2 reinforced iron plates. That's faintly irritating. What does... Okay, we haven't unlocked reinforced iron plates, so we... Oh no, we have. What do we need here? Iron plate and screws. Right. Let's do this. Let's make a bunch of screws. I have not enough space in inventory. I don't need that, nor do I need any of these in my inventory right this second. Right. So fine. Let's start. We haven't got any conveyor belts yet, unfortunately. So let's get ourselves some. Let's pick ourselves up some fuel. Can we make biofuel yet? No, we don't have any of the biomass stuff, so this is just going in here. And no. I'm going to make a power pole. We need more cable. That should be enough. You're going to make us iron. You're going to make us iron plates. And where did I put all the iron? There's. So you have some iron. You have some iron ingots. And we'll let that get on with itself. In the meantime, I'm going to make some more copper so that we've got some more wire and some more cable. All of this is going to get automated in fairly short order. I just want to get a bit of a stock up. Nicely. You need more iron. 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 Iron plates. Some more iron ore in. How close? We need a little bit more. Another 7 iron plates. Right, there we go. Aha. This one will give us...
Congratulations, you have unlocked building, conveyor belts and poles. Inventory, additional slots. 9th objective, complete hub upgrade 5. Note, portable miners cannot be connected to conveyor belts. Advice, when planning the construction of buildings, note the placement of conveyor belts.
Right, so we can now fix that little problem. Let's get ourselves some iron moving in to the constructor. We're also just going to manually craft a bunch of this so that we can get the iron rods. And then we need to make some concrete. Yeah, I really should do a special stream for 50 follows. Hadn't really thought about what. I mean, if I can finish off the Banshee Norn, the PG Banshee Norn, then we could potentially crack into the Barbatos for the 50th stream, but I don't know. I will have a think on it, and I am open to suggestions for stream for the 50 follow stream. It certainly would be a milestone to be able to reach. I think I'm a little way away from it at the moment, sadly, but getting there at any rate. Yeah, I mean, I was baffled when I reached 10 followers, let alone 50. So the fact that I'm inching up on 50 is just seems completely batshit at the moment. But yeah, the Barbatos, starting off the Barbatos seems like a good thing. But as I say, kind of open to suggestions on this one. There's so we need to get that in. We need that. We need more wire. I mean, we could do another Skytrain Storytime stream. Yeah, don't know. I will have a think on it. There should definitely be something. There should definitely be something for 50 followers. So how much do we need? We need another 20. So this should be... Actually, we've got enough to make 20 here. Let's just do that. Get that in there. Nope. Actually push the button. Let's grab materials out of here. Or if we...
Congratulations, you have unlocked Building Miner Mark 1. Building Storage Container. Hub feature Additional Biomass Burner. 10th objective, complete hub upgrade 6. Note, there are no notes.
We ran out of power because we ran out of fuel. So we're just going to have a bit of a wander around grabbing some fuel. Oh, we've got some nuts here. Get some wood in there. Right, that's that running again. Okay. So what's the next? Hub upgrade 6. This gives us biomass. And the space elevator. We want this. So we need... We need a bunch of concrete. We need a bunch of cable, a bunch of plates, and a bunch of the other thing. Wire we can do very quickly. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the Barbatos expansion kit I picked up. I was not expecting to see that at the when I did my regular payday. Have a quick look through the let's just put this back down. Payday, have a quick look through the Gunpla store. That was not a result I expected to have. It was the last one they had as well. Extremely lucky. Let's go up here because we need some more limestone. Set that going again. Craft some concrete. We need to do another run for concrete, but that's fine. Let's drop that in there. What are we doing for iron plate? We have enough iron plate to go in here. Let's craft up the concrete, and we need metal rods, which means we need some iron. I'll just grab this. It's not going to be quite enough. But soon we will be able to build actual proper miners that will make this process significantly less hands-on. 9 more. There we are. Grab that. Grab this. This is, that's better. Have something a little bit more upbeat. Let's finish that off. There we go. And that gets us out of tier
Congratulations, you have unlocked
0.
building, space elevator, building, biomass burner, part, biomass. Motivational message, congratulations, you succeeded in every provided task. On behalf of Fixit Incorporated, I thank you for your current and future service. Additional knowledge, the hub terminal has been converted to give access to milestones there to ensure you progress along Fixit approved protocols. Note, future developments should be aimed at constructing the space elevator and as such initiating project assembly. Good luck.
So, what we're going to do now is pick up a whole bunch of biomass of various types so that we can start powering more machines. And we'll do make ourselves a big old well, we will make ourselves the first pass at a production line. It's not a production line setup that's going to last an enormous length of time. But it will last a little while. How are we doing here? We'll get a few more. Oh, nuts. We'll definitely get nuts. We will run away from the monster. That is not a fight I want to have. Nope, you stay over there. Right, we're going to make ourselves some biomass. This stuff burns better and longer, which means we won't be perpetually running out of power. And then we're going to set up some. We're going to set up ourselves some miners. Right, so the hub comes with its own little power supplies. So let's pick up the miner. And production, miner 1. Is that roughly the direction we want to be going in? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, we need more concrete. So, things we are going to need fairly quickly: iron, concrete and copper, in varying ways. Let's get the concrete going. was the other? The other concrete was over here, which I think is actually possibly better for us. Let's take a wander over here and get these oriented in the same direction, and then let's reverse that direction and then plonk that down over there. Right, so we need a power pole, and we need to connect these up. So we need a smelter, which is going to come in. Actually, first of all, you're producing 60 per minute. Okay. So smelter. Let's put you here. How much? You take 30 per minute, so we can do 2 smelters. Or we would be able to do 2 smelters if we had some more iron and copper. So let's just make ourselves some more here. Soon we will not need to do this anymore. Or at least we'll be able to do it much less. Smelter. There we go. No, we need more. Do we have... No, we don't have any way to... Let's select... Yes, we want this. This milestone. So in actual fact, we're going to take those down for the moment, because all we can do is that right now. Because until we have splitters and mergers, we're kind of a bit stuffed. That's not what I wanted. I want a miner. Right. So yeah, until we have splitters and mergers, there's not a great deal we can do. So we're just going to do this very haphazardly. Right. So do a power pole here. Power pole here. This needs to be set. That is mining iron. This needs to be set to make iron ingots. That's making iron ingots. Okay. How are we doing for power? We are 18, that's fine. So, a constructor. Conveyor belt. No. Fortunately, we need iron plates for conveyor belts. So I'm just going to make some. Also, let's ditch some of our iron ore into these smelters so that it's not clogging up the inventory. Right, conveyor belt, and you are going to make iron plate. How are we for power now? Okay, still. So what does a constructor cost and what do we not have? Constructor. So we need reinforced iron plate. We need to make a bunch of screws. Make some more reinforced iron plate. Oh no, we need a cable as well. Automating copper will be the next step of the process. Right, make some cable. So, constructor that way round, and that way. You're going to make iron rods. Okay, we need wire for that. We can cable. Right. And how are we doing for power? Okay. Storage container. Right, that will now keep going. Can't afford. We need one more metal rod. There we go. Right, so we've got simple manufacturing chains, mining iron, smelting it into ingots, using the constructor to turn it into iron plates, which come out and go into the storage. And then exactly the same here, except the iron ingots are being turned into iron rods. Right, so how are we doing for... We have plenty of biomass at the moment. We're going to just ditch some of the nuts. Don't need to be carrying biomass around with us. Those can go in there. Oh, that's awkward. Power poles can only have 4 power lines coming off each of them, unfortunately. So, what are you producing? 30 limestone per minute. So, we need a constructor. Oh. Which means we need... Let's go under that. And we'll just grab some rods as well. Make some screws. And we need 2 reinforced iron plates. Which will allow us to make a constructor. Which can go here. We are going to power it. Going to tell it to make concrete. It's going to... This mine won't even provide it with enough concrete to max out its production. But it means that we're passively building. It means that we're passively making. is that we're passively making concrete, which is the important thing. Because boy are we ever going to use concrete. Let's clear some of this undergrowth from this path, given we're going to have to walk up it a fair bit. Oh no, wrong path. That'll teach me. It's further down. It's this one. We will nevertheless clear some of the undergrowth from this. So this is normal copper, so we want to go that way. I want to put down a miner, except we don't have enough concrete. Told you we were going to use concrete. Let's grab that. How is our... Also going to need to get power up here. Ooh. You know what we're going to do? We're going to nip back and make some more biomass, because we're going to need to build another power thing. Because we are very definitely running short on power. What we will, however, do is, for the moment, we will build it here. Okay, come here, power line to that. Drop that in there. Fill this up with biomass. We are going to need more cable in order to get power up there. Once we have a decent quantity of concrete, we're going to start building a factory floor, so we're not building stuff on so we're not perpetually building on grass. We'll put some concrete slabs down, some foundations, and we will make ourselves a thing. make ourselves a neat little grid and start getting all of these factories aligned in neat ways so that they can be arranged better. Right, so you can actually have quite a long... That wire is too long. Wire is too long, so that'll go there. This will then come up here. And we're going to build a miner here. And for the moment, we're then just going to run this conveyor belt all the way down here, because I don't want to have to be running up there for... I don't want to have to be running up there to get all of my copper stuff all the time. Put that here. We need a smelter. Oh. For which we need some more iron rods. We need power over here. Do that for now, and then we need a constructor to do this. We need just screws. Plonk a constructor down here. Run a conveyor belt that way. Power it up. Set the constructor building wire. Set this making copper ingots. go. So we are now automated on the 3 things we need for this milestone. It's inefficient and miserable because we don't have splitters, but this will hopefully mean that we will have the required amount of stuff fairly soon. In the meantime, how are we looking for concrete? We are building up our concrete supply really fucking slowly. While we're here, let's ditch as much of this copper ore as we can. Let's grab so we've got enough plates and rods, it's just the copper that we need. You know what, rather than just waiting for that to passively happen, let's push things forward a little. And also empty my inventory a little at the same time. Go. Start making ourselves some more wire. Won't take long to burn through this little stack, and then need to have a look at what our other milestones are. See what we want to do next after getting splitters and mergers. The important thing about splitters and mergers is they allow you to feed single things from multiple sources and multiple things from single sources, which is, you know. So this is what we're currently working on, which will get us the lifts, which will be really useful for conveyor belts. It gets us the splitters and mergers, and it gets us a little bit more information. And we've got field research, which is actually going to give us some really useful stuff. Some extra inventory slots, an extra hand slot, so we can swap from one thing to another without having to go into the inventory. And the MAM is the research machine, which we really need. And then for base building, this gives us foundations, which is the critical thing on this one. So let's go and see how we're doing on the wire front. That should actually be enough, I think. Oh, highly embarrassing. Let's leave myself with just a few spare. Right. So
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation. The productivity display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
So we send that little pod off into space with those materials that we will never see again, and now we have access to new things. And we get to select a milestone. I think we're closer to base building, and base building will allow us to start doing some more useful things. We've got to wait for the pod to get back anyway. Top ourselves up on wire. Grab some more. Right, we can't actually do anything with our active milestone just yet. Although we have almost everything we need for it, we've got to wait for the pod to come back from, you know, space. In the meantime, let's see if we can make the jump to that slug again. Let's try a little harder this time. Not quite. Give it one more shot before we accept that we're going to need to be able to build across in order to get there. Nah. Okay, that's fine. Can we see any other slugs that we can actually get to? There's a slug up there, but it's surrounded by horrible poison mist, so that's out. Yeah, I think we have exhausted the slugs available to us around here at the moment. What we will do is just have a little bit of a wander. We haven't actually searched for limestone. Let's see if we can find better limestone sources than what we have. There's supposedly some limestone over here. Aha. Oh. Where are you, little bastard? Come here. Get a riot prod in you. So, what quality is this? Yeah, okay.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
So that's the pod back. So we've got normal quality limestone here, which is, you know, useful. It's a bit of a journey though, unfortunately. Let's just see what we can see up here while we're travelling around. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, okay. Right, let's not forget to keep grabbing trees and bushes so that we can feed our power. This will become less difficult as time goes on and we get access to better and better versions of biofuel, and eventually we will, I think basically the next step power wise is that we will move on to using coal. We'll move on to using coal for our power. Let's drop that all in there for the moment. Let's grab this. Let's grab some extra copper wire. Right. Let's send this off again.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Having the grid makes a massive difference. I'm just going to make all of these screws now. Because you can make a lot of screws very quickly. Make ourselves some more biomass as well. And let's make sure that we are not running out of power. And yep, let's ditch that. We don't need to be carrying that around. Aha, the pod returns. So for this one we need plates, screws and wire. Let's go and see what our wire supply is like down here. We haven't quite got enough wire. But not far off. Nor do we have enough screws, but that is also an easily soluble problem. So we need 35. There we go. Right. Once again, pod goes into the sky.
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
So we need some more stuff. So what do we need for this? More copper wire. Right. We built it the wrong way around, but realistically it's not staying where it is anyway. We can now grab a bunch of stuff from storage. This is our research thing, basically. Which will allow us to
New recipe unlocked. New research available in the MAM.
let's do more of those flower petals. We can research some flower petals. Not hugely bothered about the flower petal research process. Mycelia though is useful because that allows us to turn mycelia into biomass. We haven't found any of the bacon agaric mushrooms.
New object
As
added to the
yet.
object scanner.
But we can research green power slugs. That'll do. So that will have to go, and that's something we want, is the ability to overclock things.
New resource added to the resource scanner.
So we can now hunt down quartz. It's not really relevant to our interests right this second. But power slugs we absolutely want. We want this overclock production. Right, so first of all though, we want to put the we want to set this running to allow us to start doing overclocking. So power slugs, overclock production, start research. That's going to take 5 minutes. In the meantime, we need a bunch of screws, a bunch of cable, that run for a bit. Wish this big rock wasn't here. It's going to get right in the middle of all my stuff. It may be that we have to build... Oh, I know what we do need to do. Do we have any? Yes, we have a little bit of concrete. We're going to go and get this fucking power slug. So let's foundations. I want this on 7, on that on 8. I want logistics. I want the merger on 5 and the splitter on 6. I want that on 3 and that on 4. Right. So, this bloody power slug. There we go. Come here, green slug thing. Let's get rid of that. Of these power shards. So what can we make in here at the moment? Beacons will be fairly useful soon enough. Right. Let's go and make some more screws. Right. So, given the amount of stuff we need, and given that we've been going for nearly 2 hours, I'm going to stick us on break, and I'm going to get a fresh drink. I suggest everybody cycle fluids, etc, etc, and be back here in 5 minutes. See you shortly. Right then, let's see where we're at. Bring the game back, that's probably a good start. Right. Where are we? Yes, let's grab some concrete. Grab a bunch of wire. Grab a bunch of plates. Grab a bunch of iron rods. We need to make screws. We're going to make a few more than we actually need. And then we're going to make a bunch of cable. Yes, things have indeed grown shitty. It's we now have some production lines running, which is going to make our life easier. And we're about to start the first big rejig now that we have the materials to do so. Right, so I'm going to send this off. This is going to...
Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
So, we've got a bit more inventory space, which is nice. We also now have the ability to make the chainsaw. So what do we need for the chainsaw? We need a bunch more screws and some of the better steel, the reinforced steel plate. But the chainsaw is a very important part of this process. There we go. Let's make a bunch of screws. The chainsaw is the only way we're going to keep up with our power demand, basically. We need to be able to make lots and lots of biofuel, which means we need lots and lots of stuff to put in the burners, or lots and lots of stuff to turn into biofuel. But we do now have the solid biofuel, which is basically the best fuel source that we can drop straight into the biomass burners. I'm going to make ourselves a chainsaw, and we're going to go. Do we not have any fuel? Oh, it actually needs the proper biofuel. Okay, that's not a problem. We can make some. And then it will allow us to start chopping things down in quantity. more critically, it will allow us to start chopping down big things. It's also area effect, so it picks up everything nearby, like so. Right, so I'm going to go back and make some more of this. Go. Even that little bit of running around we just did is going to make us a big pile of solid biofuel. And when we drop these in the biofuel burners, they burn for a long time. So we will automate the conversion of biomass to solid biofuel fairly soon, I think. But we just need enough to run the chainsaw for the moment. Let's just right. So we don't really need the chainsaw in our hand right this second. We're going to leave that burning what it's burning. Got a bunch of plates here. A bunch of these. Right, so the important thing about what we've got here going on here is that it's all shit and wrong, and that we have to fix it. Because it's all awful. One thing we are going to do... Oh, we have unlocked this, but we haven't actually been back to the research station to prove that we've unlocked it. Overclock production is complete. There's nothing else we can research at the moment. But what we can do... come over here. We turned our slugs into power shards, which means we can we only need that at 45 for the moment, which means we can overclock this to actually keep up with this now, which is good. And then we can probably do the same over the other side. But the important thing right now is that everything we have here is super fucking inefficient. So it's all got to go away. All of this even that, in fact, no, that can stay, this can go, that can go, that can go, We've still got... that can go. We're still producing enough to keep some stuff running. That can go. Right. So, first things first. It's time to start building us a factory floor. Because this whole thing gets a lot easier when you're working on a grid. Oh yes, we've got another mine there, haven't we? Let's put that extra miner down. We're out of concrete. Which is slightly awkward because we haven't got the we did actually stop the concrete running, so let's fix that. There is some spare concrete in there though. So, here we have the beginnings of a grid. So this brings us 60 iron ore per minute and a smelter this way. Let's just go around the other side. Actually, let's do we need a splitter. So, smelter. Go. So a smelter turns 30 per minute of iron ore into iron ingot. So one mine can currently feed 2 smelters. So we're going to have a second smelter here. This is also going to make iron, and it makes 30 per minute. The conveyor belts we have at the moment can only carry 60 per minute. So this means that we've got we will have the maximum coming in, and then each of these is going to put 30 out, so all of that can go onto a single conveyor belt. So that then needs to go to constructors. Now a constructor, if we're making iron plate, will take 30 iron ingots and turn them into 20 iron plates per minute. So we need 2 constructors, or we need 1 constructor for each one of these. So we also need more foundation. So we need a second constructor. There we go. And then we need mergers here. We need it to go this way and this way, and then this needs to be a splitter, and that also needs to be a splitter. So this is going to come out, this is going to come out, this is going to go this way, and that's going to go that way, that's going in there, this is coming in here. So what we have, 60 units a minute of iron being split in half, going into each of these smelters, which can take 30 units a minute each. They output 30 units a minute of iron ingot. Each of these constructors can take 30 units a minute of iron ingot and output 20 units per minute of iron plate. So this will now give us once this is set running, it'll be making 40 units a minute of iron plate, which is double what a single mine was providing us previously, because we couldn't split the initial resource. So what are we doing? This is not what I'm trying to do. I want to stick things in here. I want to move them into my inventory. Right. So let's have a quick nip down to here. Grab ourselves some extra so the important thing we need to do now, get get this bloody thing out of the way. So we are going to rebuild this. That way around, I think. How's that looking? Yeah, that works. We're going to set up the select logistics as our next milestone. We are going to fill that and that like so. Let's get rid of all of our extra stuff that we don't need. Don't need to be carrying flowers around. That's a bit more like it. Don't need that. Okay. Also going to get rid of those and move them up here. So put the equipment workshop there. I'm going to put the research Fujit here. There we go. And that gives us a bunch of space to work with and tidies up the area. So we need to run some power. We also need to get some more concrete. Oh, did this run out of biofuel? It did. Okay. We'll come back and work that out in a bit. So, first things first, we need power. Go. Thankfully, conveyor belts don't need power. This may not end up being exactly where the power lines go. We'll see how that works going onwards. You're making iron plate. You're making iron plate. Okay. So that's all working. Let's toss some biofuel in there so that we can get some more concrete. Mergers. So this needs to be going this way, and that one needs to go that way, and then that goes there, this goes here, this comes out. As soon as we have a bit more concrete, we'll be able to put that'll do. That'll be enough to get us going. Drop that there. Right. So, we now have a production line that is using the entirety of the output of that mine to make iron plates. There is no wastage here. It is all now. We are consuming that iron as fast as we possibly can. Which is kind of what we want, really. So let's nip down and see if we can get some more concrete. So let's, oh no, we've got so how are we doing for power here? Okay, we can make 40. We've got biomass. So the first step is we're going to do exactly the same thing here. see if we've got enough room with the hub there. We don't really. That's awkward. Oh well, that just means the hub's got to move. Well, that's embarrassing. Let's try that again. There we go. Iron. This is also iron. I'm going to dump a whole bunch of this spare iron ore in here. Can we do that here as well? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take that down. I guess we're taking that can stay where it is. Let's build constructors. So 1, 2. And this is the same. We want to merge out of here and then split back into here. And then we do that. Mergers. That's what we need. Yep, that's right. That's correct. Oh, no. Let's try that again. Right, and then we need once again storage container, like so. So that's all correct. We need to take a run back over to get some more concrete so we can put the hub back down. try this again. How's that? Did we get that right? Hey, look at that. That's not so bad, is it? That looks spot on. Right, so we need to drop some fuel in there. Reset power. Right. Let's store all of this stuff again that we don't need in our inventory. We're going to production, equipment workshop. Put that down there. And then special MAM. Ooh, can't afford. That seems weird. But fine, easily resolved. That can go down here. We now have our little base. This has run out of power. That's got us some more concrete. So, let's build ourselves another biomass burner. In fact, we're going to build ourselves 2 of them. Where are we actually putting this? Is there a spare slot on here? There is. So, we need... No. we need to go and make some more biomass. By which I mean, we need to go and do some deforestation. If we're going to run more biomass burners, then we need more biomass to burn, unfortunately. And that means we've got to cut down trees. Soon we will be able to, well, soon. Eventually we will be able to move on to the far more environmentally friendly power options of coal and oil, which won't destroy the environment in any way whatsoever. The early game is essentially automate yourself some iron and copper and concrete. Wrong side. Which is which, as you can see, I mean, we've been at this less than 3 hours, and we're already creating some relatively efficient, at least efficient with the materials we have, production lines for the early game stuff. The next thing we need to really automate is this reinforced iron plate, which unfortunately means we've got to automate screws as well. But we're going to need a lot of reinforced iron plate because it's what you use for level 2 conveyor belts. Use reinforced iron plate, so we're going to need a fair bit of that to work with. I'm not going to turn this all into solid biofuel. We're going to make do with the regular kind for the moment. And let's top this off. Right, so we now have capacity of 100 megawatts, which is more than enough to get this second line of iron plate running. So let's do that. Oh, no. Let's try this again. This one then goes on there. That's better. Right. So why are these not doing anything? They're not doing anything because I haven't told them they need to be making iron plate. Right. There we go. We're using 42 megawatts. And we are now producing a steady quantity of iron plates. Which is good because we're going to need them. So next, I guess we need to increase our production of iron rods. So let's just build our foundations out here. Let's get rid of this. Not to accept that it's time for all of this to go away. Right. Take that out as well for the moment. Let's go and make some more. Just run some more concrete off in the hub. So just going to set these down for the moment. We're going to reset all of our concrete production to be over here. But right now we can just produce, we can just let these do their thing. I'll come back for them in a minute. So we need, as with as with all of these, with these iron setups, one mine feeds 2 smelters. Up for iron. Do I still have any iron ore? No, excellent. So we also need to bring some power across. Let's go and see how our let's make ourselves a bunch of concrete. We sort of went about this slightly backwards in that I think, yeah. I think actually automating concrete is probably the next step here. Pick up miner, pick up miner. So we need a constructor down here. And we need a there we go. need that to run into there. This needs to be making concrete. We need a miner Mark 1, which needs concrete. Let's make ourselves some more concrete. Miner. So we need not quite right. That's got to be better. Okay, that isn't far off. How much more concrete can we get? Let's do this the easy way by cannibalising the bits that we don't need right this very second. Ah, how did the football go? Which sports ball team won in the end? England won 4-0. That my understanding is that as far as our football goes, that's not bad for us. I mean, my knowledge of football is laughably slim, but you know, that seems pretty reasonable. Right, so we need to run some power. But yes, to answer your question of how it's going here, we have significantly restructured. Let's go to a high place so that we can review. Let's also overclock that. Let's go up here. So as you can see, we put down a bit of a factory floor. We now have 2 lanes here that are producing iron plate, whereas before we didn't have splitters and mergers that we could use to split items on conveyor belts. We do now, which means each of the mines can actually support 2 smelteries. So we are now making 4 times the amount of iron plate that we were, but then we were struggling on I was going to go on to the iron rods, but we began struggling on concrete, so I've just whipped up a concrete line here to get the concrete going again. It's gone from where it used to be over here, and instead we're not producing it any faster, but it's in a more useful place now. So why pray tell are these? That's awkward. Okay. Do these are full? Why are you not doing anything? Do you? No, you have power. Oh. Oh. That's embarrassing. Right, that's a bit better. That'll keep everything running a bit more quickly. So the way this is working is we've got the iron ore coming in this side. The ore is being split between these 2 smelters here using these splitters, and we come round the other side. Ingots come out here and are passed on to these 2 constructors, and then iron plates come out of these 2 constructors and go into here, and that runs exactly the same on this line as well, which is why we now have a decent stock of iron plates. Ah, you picked it up. Excellent. Well, if you're ever interested in seeing if we can get the multiplayer working, then I am more than up for that. Right, so how is our power doing? We currently have a capacity of 100 and we are running at 60. So that's fine. The question is, how is the fuel in them? 128, 128. How are we back here? 153. Okay, so we're alright for fuel at the moment. There's just something satisfying about seeing everything flowing along the production lines in 3D. It's nice in Factorio, but this is just great. So, concrete. The reason we needed concrete was so we could expand this way. Okay. Okay, so these need to be mergers on this side here. And we want the output in that direction. Right. Then we need to put a constructor in on this side. And then we need to have a look at iron rods. So we've got iron rods coming out of, we're currently producing 60 iron ingots a minute, so this is going to need 4 constructors, which means that rock is in the way. That's faintly irritating. Okay. We are going to have to rejig on account of rock. It's not a problem though, because all we do we take this out, take this and this, and we rejig so the smelters are on this side. That'll teach me to then this goes this way. Oh, I'm running out of the funky steel plates. Okay. 4, because this is 4. This is going in here. That's correct. These are making iron ingots. And then there's going to need to be a splitter on that. And then these need to be mergers on this side. Goes this way, and that goes in there. Excellent. How are we for plates? Let's this is going to be making iron rods and can have that. These can have that iron ore. So how am I for? Oh no, I've got plenty of plates. So I'm going to take a trip back to manually make some of the reinforced plates. because we need those for the constructors. Constructor. There we go. And we need to go and pick up some more concrete. Which is in here. If anybody is wondering, the reason why I keep bunny hopping is because crouch jump makes you go faster. As annoying as that is, right, so we need constructors. We need a total of 2 more constructors, in fact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. We need splitters. Conveyor belt goes in here. And then we need mergers. Yep, we're going that way. 3, 4. And then into the storage facility. So first thing, we need to set these all up to be making iron rods. Then we are going to empty some of our inventory into them, like so. And then we need power. Oops. Where am I doing that? There. Right. And we now have iron rods coming out of here. And we have 60 iron rods a minute being made. The question is, how much of our power grid is that using? Ooh, we are very nearly at capacity on power. But we have now automated we've automated concrete, and we've automated the basic iron materials. So we need steel plates. We have plenty of steel plates at this stage. There we go. We are now making plenty of iron rods, even if we don't have plenty. And, well, we're making concrete. We're making concrete. Not very quickly, because our source of concrete is really not very good. We've got that impure limestone, which is not ideal, but it's what we have. We'll probably have to duplicate the concrete construction off this one as well, but it'll need to run for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is save this game. And then we are going to, I thought I might load up my most recent, well, one of my saves from my main game. Let's see, let's have a look at this. I have actually just started completely rejigging my main factory floor. Ah, bugger. Okay, so my main factory floor here is missing because I've just upgraded. I'm upgrading all of my iron production side of things to minor. I've got these minor 2s. But anyway, here's a space elevator. This is how you unlock the higher tiers in the research system. You put stuff into it that has no other use, and it unlocks. So over here we have coal. This is our coal generation. Let's take a wander around all of the different places. So down here we have, this is copper at the moment. It's making cable here. We've got all of this stuff making copper wire, and then we've got a bunch of stuff making copper sheet. I've also taken apart some of my transport system as well. You were saying that things were floaty. Well, I've got the boots of floaty jump on now, which make things even more floaty. So here we have steel production. So we have, let's get over this side. We have iron ore coming in to, sorry, iron ore coming out of this iron mine. It's going into these foundries which take iron ore and coal and turn them into steel. We've got a bit of a mess of conveyor belts going on here, but it's a neat mess. It's at least a repeating mess. And then out the other side we produce steel. And then the steel is going down here into these constructors. And some of the constructors are taking that steel and outputting it as steel pipes, and some of it is being output as steel beams. The steel beams are then coming out of here, going along over here, and being mixed with concrete in these assemblers to make encased industrial beam, which is then coming out this side and being stored in here. Now then, let's fly around in a tube for a little bit. Oh, wrong tube. That tube is not currently connected. Let's try this again in the correct tube. So we're going to go on a little trip all the way over here. This is where the coal is coming from, by the way. You can see the conveyor belts running down here. And we're going to fly all the way up. We'll get a bit of a look at the scenery on the way past. So this is where the coal is coming from these miners up here. We've got 3 coal sources, and then if we continue on, one of those coal sources is going all the way over here. Whoosh, indeed. The vacuum tube is by far and away the best transport in the game. It's not actually top tier, I don't think, technically, but it's the best transport in the game. So up here, we're taking that coal from all the way over there. No, I don't want to go up there. There's nothing up there anymore. We're taking all of that coal and we're mixing it with this sulfur that's coming in over here, and we're turning it into black powder. Which allows us to do things like have bombs and this gun. So we're going to take a quick trip back. And down. More whoosh. And we're going to wander into this tube. And we'll go for a little jaunt out this direction. We shall take the scenic route through the caves. And then across the desert. Over here we have my main coal power plant run, all of which are being fed from this single slightly overclocked coal source, which is pure, which means it comes out and we get a lot of coal. And the way coal power plants work is you have to feed them with both coal and water in order to get steam. So down here we have 3 water pumps for three water pumps are feeding. There's 1 pump per 2 coal plants, basically. Yeah, a pump per 2 coal plants, but the pipeline, these pipes have a maximum capacity that will successfully feed 6 coal plants. So the water's coming up, and then if we take a wander this direction, you get some glorious views. Over here we did some production of quartz, which has been turned into quartz crystals, and at the other end silica. Not really doing much with this at the moment, but it exists and it's there. Let's go back the way we came. Yeah, I have masses of silica and masses of quartz, so that as and when I need to do anything with it, I can, but that's not really a thing that's happening right now. So as you can see in the top right here, our current milestone that we're working towards is monorail technology. I've not used the monorail yet. It's going to have to try real hard to be better than the tube for getting a human around. But the monorail does actually take cargo as well, which I guess makes it a bit better in that respect. But for actually just getting from place to place, the tubes, once they're set up, are so quick and easy. So we'll take a little run this way. So this was my original coal plant setup. I could actually be I could run more coal plants on the power I have, on the coal I have available, but it's working and that's all that matters at the moment. So we're going to take another little trip. So this is my concrete production over here at the moment. It's not enormous, but we have a whole pile of concrete. There's nothing exciting about it, so we will continue on. To over here where we're having fun with oil. This is where I love the sort of god ray effects. We'll keep going. So over here we have an oil extractor which is feeding into all of these refineries. The refineries are making me plastic on this side, and rubber on this side. As a byproduct, they make heavy oil residue, which can be taken away and processed in another refinery to make fuel. And that fuel is then going into these fuel power plants, which are using the fuel and making us power. And at the moment I'm setting up some more refineries for some more fuel and more plastic and rubber to be made. Or I was before I got distracted completely reconfiguring my iron production. There's also the awesome sink, which allows you to get rid of your excess materials in order to get these printable coupons, which you can use to buy things from the Awesome store, which unlocks different cosmetics, and it unlocked, for example, this little car. In which you can do donuts, should you so desire. So if we do a bit more whoosh. So yeah, the unlocks are cosmetic stuff. There's some really useful different foundations. It's like walls and foundation blocks and lighting and some other stuff. It's not exclusively cosmetic, but it's useful stuff that doesn't really impact your ability to produce. It just impacts your ability to construct a factory in the way that you want it to be constructed. So yeah, this is my current factory as it stands. I'll just keep shambling this way. Yeah, so this is where you spend your tickets. You've got lighting, you've got stairs and walkways, which I've already bought some of. You can get walls that let you put conveyors on them. Wall mounting for conveyors, holes for your tubes to go through in walls. All the different shaped foundations. You can set up half pipes and then attempt to play with them using the vehicles. It does not tend to go well. You can get a little factory cart, and you can spend tickets on statues to prove how awesome you are. You can also buy consumables, so health packs, filters for your gas mask, and again some consumable parts, but they're really quite expensive for what they are. It's just easier to build them. So yeah, the purple is I'm not sure which sun it is that gives us the purple effect, but it's really nice. There's a green one, a purple one, and a regular one. But yeah, there's no way I can do it at the moment because I'm right at the beginning of the next space elevator launch. But when the space elevator launches, that little platform just shoots into the sky. These arms like pull these down, and then it releases and it launches that little platform straight up the elevator into the sky. And it's very cool. So as I say, currently we are We are working on monorail technology. Oh yeah, we got a jetpack. It's awful. We've got fuel generators. Oh yes, we do have... Yeah, we do have one more little section, but it's not terribly exciting. It's just extracting... It's all the way over there. And it's just extracting a different... It's just extracting... Ooh, into the sea. Extracting a different metal. That I'm not doing a tremendous amount with at the moment. But I have it available for when I need it. I found it and now it is mine. So yeah, over here we have Caterium, which can be turned into a higher quality wire. But I've dismantled a lot of the hub of my transport because it was... The tubes were initially set up to work around the factory that I had laid out in this area. So when I demolished the factory to rejig it, the tubes were then just in the way. So they all had to come out, and I will reconnect them to their previous destinations once I've got the rest of the factory in place, so that I can, you know, not have them be in the way again. But yeah, we can climb into the sky. You can just build stuff anywhere. There is no restriction on your build area. You don't have to have claimed a part of a base or anything. You can just build as long as you have the materials in your inventory, which means that you can just climb. I wonder if it's possible to build high enough to get onto that platform. I don't know. I might have to try that at some point. But yeah, so we can come up above the clouds or above the haze and have a survey all that will be ours. Lovely waterfalls. The other thing that exists are these crashed pods. Oh yeah, so we have uranium here. I haven't unlocked the ability to use uranium yet, but it exists. You get these drop pods that will have stuff in them. I don't have the thing to open that one yet, but what you get is a hard drive out of those, which you can then decrypt to to learn new recipes that might be more efficient or differently efficient. Yeah, I've got to get the next space elevator unlock to launch, so I can unlock tier 7 and 8. And tier 7 and 8 is where the nuclear reactors live, basically. Because we're doing the last thing on tier 6, and then to get tier 7 and 8, you've got to I have to produce everything here, which requires some reasonably high tier stuff that needs to be used in order to construct these, and these have no purpose other than to go up in the space elevator to unlock tier 7 and 8. They cannot be used in anything else, so they only exist for this purpose. They're literally just a material sink, effectively, to prove that you have understood tier 6, I guess. But then tier 7 and 8 gets you nuclear reactors, geothermal power, drones, I understand, are in tier 7 and 8 somewhere, for ferrying things around by drone. So yeah. Oh boy. That's 2 we've had this stream. I haven't had any follower bots for quite some time now. Oh well. Anyway, I think that's everything for this evening. I'm going to sign off for the night. Is anybody live? They are. Ian Dog is live. Let's raid Ian. I think it's probably just you and me, Shitty, but let's raid him anyway. So let me get to OBS and where is this? He is just Ian Dog. Nah, that's fine, Chissy, don't worry about it. There we go.